I think it's 83 of these things. I think it is 83 of them things, right? It is 83, not 82. We just did 82. This is episode 83. I mean, damn, it is 83. Shout out to that. 83 episode TFW podcast. That's Freakin Wrestling. We are back in your ear holes. If you listen to us on all your favorite podcast platforms, if you're watching us on YouTube, then we are also in your eyeballs there. We all over the place. It's like an orgasm of TFW-ness. Okay. Eshawn is in the house. He was just talking about I ain't gonna tell you. Rhodesia is in the house. How are you two doing on this fine day?
Wonderful.
Doing well. How are you guys?
So good.
Man, I haven't sneezed since Sunday. My headache's gone. I ain't sneezing. I ain't got the red and the nose and the eyes. Feeling pretty good. Appreciate all the thoughts and prayers out there. I didn't see any, but I'm sure there was somebody who heard it and was like, let me send Matt a little bit of thoughts and prayers. I can always use thoughts and prayers. So I appreciate y'all always listening to us. Appreciate you guys. You guys know that. We love you. We got a lot to get into on today's episode. Man, we in for some good wrestling, hopefully. Got Full Gear this weekend. We got Survivor Series next weekend. Then, of course, we're off into for a Rumble season. We're off into, what is it? I think it's called End of Worlds, AEW's last pay-per-view. So we are in a really, really good spot. Let's start with Monday Night Raw from Monday. Most notably, Drew finally turned. We got what we wanted. We've been talking about it for a long time. How'd you guys enjoy the turn itself? Did you see it coming exactly the way it happened? Tell me about it.
I didn't see it coming that way. We're here, so I'm ready to see, and I'm excited for next week's Go Home show to see his actual explanation of all of it. Like, is he going to be down with the Judgment Day, like in the Judgment Day, or are we just down with him for War Games because he's tired of the Bloodline and Jey Uso? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. But I'm excited to see what they tell us to start it.
You know what? My old age, man, I'm doing a lot of reminiscing. Like when you said down with, I started thinking in my head, down with the king. Like, I ain't heard that song in 35 years, man. But I thought of it in that moment. I don't know who sung that. Who rapped that? Who's that?
Run DMC.
Run DMC. Man, I'm good. Oh, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Very interesting show.
In what way?
So, I don't want to skip past, Drew and his moment, right? Because it's a great moment, came shining through. But what we're talking about, AEW being WWE light at times?
Yeah.
Like, when we say WWE light, we're talking about Vince, WWE. Because Triple H, WWE is a very straightforward wrestling show.
Okay. He started this episode hot. He coming in hot. Go ahead, man.
It's not a lot of shenanigans on that show. And I thought about it, like, we getting a lot of talent on this show that I wonder what Vince approve of. Like, no. Right?
We know.
We're getting a lot of matches.
We know who right now is on that show that would be like, hey, if Vince was head of creative, we can pick him. If we had a whole sheet, and I bet you we'd be 98% accurate.
Yeah, and to be 100% honest with you, I don't know if I miss him.
Wow. See, so you were a Vince guy.
Oh, wait, I heard that wrong. So you're saying if Vince didn't let the people that we see on TV not be on TV because he didn't care for them, you wouldn't have missed those people?
I don't
so
think
like your Gargano and Ciampa, because I know that's one group of people that Vince wouldn't want. You would be
probably
you would not miss
Andy
Ciampa.
Hartwell.
Oh, we
probably
know, yeah.
Piper Niven, aka Dewdrop. Probably Zoey Stark in the form that she is. He probably wouldn't want Big Head. He wouldn't want Funko Pop JD on there. So
yep,
that was like a whole storyline for like 4 months. But you probably could miss him too, I'm guessing. So yeah, I mean, I would miss them, but not to the level of the people that we've been down since day one on.
Because I thought about it. I'm like, so yeah, I'm super down on Vince and his overall creative, but once when he came back, once I got over him being back, right, and started watching the shows, like I can't say I didn't I did not enjoy the show. I felt like my entertainment level of the show still was consistent to where it was before I knew he was involved again. And I felt like, okay, Vince is the ultimate editor. That's what he was like back in our heyday, right? Back in the day when Vince Russo and FOR were there. Vince Russo, that is, did most of the writing, and Vince McMahon edited a lot of the BS out. And I think he did that maybe for Triple H and team. But I like that Triple H and crew went into presentation creative with Vince differently. They weren't making a show for Vince McMahon to enjoy. They were making what they thought was the best possible show for the fans and for their vision of creative, right? And Vince edited that. And I was okay with that. Because when I was watching some of these shows, like the Indy Hartwell versus Xia Li, now I love me some Xia Li.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know who she is just yet. And it's like Indy, man. I like the idea of Indy, but she's like paint dry too. Maybe we're gonna get into her at some point on this. Zoey Starks and Rhea. I'm like,
I mean, you brought it up. Like, ain't no point of holding off on it. But I also, before we get to that, I do wonder just for you if part of the you get into characters is coming out, because a lot of some of, and this is what we were actually, I'll be damned, this time last year. If you remember, Raw was rough on a couple of these episodes in November and December. And what I think you're probably seeing is there's times where it's wrestling heavy with just wrestling. So like, you brought up Indy, who is Indy besides the girl that gives a thumbs up, right? It's a lot like Zoey. That's why I wanted to say it there. And then now we can talk about Zoey. They didn't do her any favors in that segment on Monday. Love her being in that spot. And yeah, you got to grow. So I don't expect her to be able to go out there and cut a 15-minute promo right now, but do that in the pre-tape backstage. Everything don't have to be in the front, because we just got a pretty entertaining back and forth between the Raw GM and the Women's World Champion, right? Like, so you go from that to immediately to Zoey Stark, where we don't have that much investment in it. And she just didn't come across the best. And part of it was the crowd too. But she came across so much more comfortable and believable in the quick 45-second locker room little thing they had with who was all in that. It was her, it was Shayna,
we talk about when Nia Jax was in there.
Nia Jax
was in it. Yep, and then Raquel.
Yeah.
She came across so much better in that, but it's because she wasn't trying to be the mean. Like, I don't think that's just who she is. But yeah, that was a little painful for me to watch. And not that she wasn't horrible, but you can just tell when like the crowd doesn't connect and you see somebody who's new and you just like, you kind of like, a little bit, because it's like, we only get a few of these first impression moments, like on the mic, or, the first time we see somebody in the main event. Like, those are things that we kind of remember. You don't want her to be looked at as just like an afterthought.
Yeah. And, like, she doesn't have a character yet. And that's a problem with so many women coming out of the divisions. They just don't have characters. We don't know who they are and what they're motivated by. And that was like really evident with the Xia Li, match. Like, I think that's why kind of the finish kind of fell flat. And I feel like that Vince would edit that, because I see what they're trying to do with the kicks. Like, you never know how she's going to finish somebody. So, Becky Lynch, for instance, has to watch out for any of her kicks. Like, any of them could be lethal and could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I get that. But, from a fan perspective, and I think from a crowd, it was kind of like it's like a fart in the wind type moment. And I think that when Zoey was out there, she was farting in the wind the whole time until the end of the promo, until like, finally Rhea kind of ended it. Like, all right, whoo. Put us out of misery on that one. But you're right, like the women's segment, I did enjoy. I'm like, damn, another Nia Jax.
She looked gorgeous.
Tell you, man.
She looked gorgeous.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, Nia.
And I liked Raquel, like, stepping to her a little bit. That was a nice little moment, I like. So when we talk about like character things, I like what they're doing with the Imperium guys. With my man, what's the dude, the tall dude, the guy real chiseled.
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Yeah.
Ludwig Kaiser.
He's stepping out of cuff. He doing too much. Right? That's the story there, man. Like
That's the first time Gunther didn't have his back.
Oh yeah. Because
he went with Giovanni.
Because Gunther knows my man's stepping outside of himself, and he putting it back. So there's a story there, and I love like the story threads throughout the show. But you got those moments to where you got just like as you said, it's just a wrestling match. This is a long wrestling match with people whose characters aren't fully established yet, and I'm supposed to sit there and watch them wrestle for 15, 20 minutes and get invested in what?
I'm not going to disagree with anything the two of y'all said, but this is more of an enlightenment for me, where you look at an indie, you look at Gargano and Ciampa, maybe up until the last couple weeks or what they're trying to do, and you still need jobbers, and I don't want to call them jobbers, but you still need people to take the pin. And a lot of these people who are taking the pin were people I really, really enjoyed before in NXT or in the past. So I just think that everyone, of course, can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, and everybody can't just be the winners. There has to be a loser in these matches. They're putting over Xia more than Indy. I mean, of course, I love Indy, and I feel bad for so far her run since she's been on the main event or main card. But they're putting over Xia. So I guess the way that I'm looking at it right now is I just have to appreciate that there's a winner and a loser in most matches, and we're just seeing jobbing.
But I appreciate. I think I'm all for Xia getting pushed. I just wish we knew more about her. And then I also, it's kind of like we talked about with Lexis King on his debut match, how they had him going toe to toe with that job guy that we've never seen before, and we ain't seen him since. Like how I ain't seen that dude since, right? Like if you're gonna put Xia, who's going with Becky, and like we don't know Xia yet. She's not established yet. Like why put her in there with in a back and forth? Why not establish who she is and what she's about in that ring? Like first, make her seem like she's lethal. Like make her knock out Indy in less than 2 minutes. Because like if she would have won that match in 2 minutes, would you really feel that much differently about Indy either way? No,
Probably
because
not.
like she's not established already. No,
Right.
you wouldn't. Now I know from a time perspective, like right, you got to fill that time.
That's what I was going to say. That's why, sir.
sir.
Because then now we got 6 minutes of TV time we got to fill,
Yeah.
and we ain't got nothing to fill it with.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, duly noted. You brought up Lexis King. So our girl Jada Parker, I think she's only had one match on NXT TV, and she's already like over in our households. Do you see what she said about NXT not being developmental today?
No,
I did
what'd
not.
she say?
I wanted to make sure that I copied and pasted this. She said back then to them, NXT was developmental. Now we're a third brand. It's us, SmackDown, Raw. It's all that. It's not just NXT is over here. Now we're all one. We have main roster coming down. Becky was just down here. John Cena, all of them in NXT. It is no longer developmental. All three brands are together. It's no longer developmental. I'm so tired of hearing that. We all have to start from somewhere. So shout out to Jada for listening to the TFW podcast, because there's no way she gives that quote today after hearing what we said on Sunday. Really, what she's saying is, Eshawn, I'm tired of you saying it. But she legit said it's no longer developmental like 4 times in that paragraph. I just wanted to share that. Just nothing to it. But when I saw that, I did laugh. I was like, she's a TFW fan.
I like to know the context of that, because part of me feels like you got to humble yourself a little bit, but then part of me is like, hell yeah, talk your shit. So I'm I wonder like,
I'm off this shit. She said I'm off this shit, man. We ain't developmental. We just signed a network deal.
Hey, my girl. Hey, you know what? Hey, I have no shade against that. I love it. She's been on the roster for like, a cup of coffee. She's had 1.5 matches. And she already hyping up.
That's why I said I'm kind of torn on how I feel about that response.
I like that energy.
I like to know how she was interviewed.
Let her have that dub. Let her have that dub. You deserve it.
The kids say let her cook. Let her cook. Go ahead and cook.
Oh, she definitely cooked. She definitely cooked.
Thanks for listening, Jada.
So we kind of just went through a lot in that like 13, 14 minutes.
Hey, that's my bad. Before the show,
no, you're good.
A caffeine pill. I'm all over the place, y'all. Excuse me for this episode, but it is.
I did ask. I said, "How long you gonna that's gonna be in your system for? You be able to go to sleep?" He was like, "I'll be all right."
Yep.
So we'll see how wired he is
after the pod.
So yeah, so I can see what you're saying about the wrestler piece. I think Rhodesia kind of can see that too. But let's just, so I guess let's circle back then to the Drew piece. So we know he's heel. That I think is 100% official, because even when the show went off, I was like, okay, is he really heel? He's heel. I think just the question is, how close in allegiance is he to the Judgment Day? We know we'll see them together at Summer Survivor Series, but like, is this just a one night type handshake deal between Rhea? Is a little bit more? I don't think we see him in Judgment Day, but this is the Drew that I've been wanting. This is the Drew that I've said there is so much money behind. This is a grown man. We haven't seen heel Drew under Triple H, which we also, it's funny too, we haven't seen Orton under Triple H either. And that's crazy to think about, that he's been out this entire time.
Ooh.
And we know, man, H loves him some Randy. Not to say he's going to get any type of, preferential treatment, but it's going to be fun to watch Orton with where he is in his career now, just under the Triple H creative process. But Drew, so thumbs up, right? Across the board. We already said it was coming, but you guys happy with how it went down?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. And he's a grown man too. I was looking at that picture with him side by side with Rhea. Now Rhea is a solid woman, sexy solid woman, right? But he looked like he was like 2 foot tall, and like she's a nice sized woman, but he was almost like 3. He looked like the Hawk standing next to her, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't he?
And he wrestles like a damn cruiserweight, which is why sometimes we don't notice
just
that.
A disconnect.
Right? Like,
sometimes it's a disconnect.
I mean, he can work a giant style, but he's that athletic where it's like, dude, like you're like as big as Brock, and you out here, and Brock can do the same thing.
He reminds me of? He reminds me of Billy Gunn. Because Billy Gunn, I never thought of him as a big guy. Like the way he wrestled, his style, he seemed like he's like a 6'2" guy.
Yep.
Like, right, he's a legit 6'5".
He's massive,
270.
Man.
Yeah. Like
he's massive.
I never thought of him as a big guy. And in today's world, like he's the same size. He's taller than Luchasaurus, and Luchasaurus is a big guy.
But he's a big guy now because guys are little.
Everybody's so small.
They're smaller. Yeah. Well, now, back in his time, man, you're talking about Kane, Undertaker, like Rock. I mean, Rock was 6'4", and like he fit right in. Now you put Rock out there, he looks. I mean, we've seen him on SmackDown, but he looks like a damn Incredible Hulk. Now he's also bigger than what he was back then. I think same thing with Billy Gunn too. I'm not sure what they're testing for, but it's funny whenever you see Billy like anywhere out, if he's not like working in the ring, he's either got food with him or he's got like water with him. I've never seen him like empty-handed every time I've seen him, and I've seen him a lot, just like in like doing conventions and all that kind of stuff. So we're all good with Drew. What about JD? How'd you guys like him being formally put into Judgment Day? Did you think it was? I thought when that moment happened, it would have been a bigger deal, but I'm good with it not being. Yeah, I'm good with it not being though.
So if I am putting myself into these people, if I was JD, granted I've been down with y'all these last months, I've been getting my ass whooped for y'all every single week, I still probably would have felt like, dang it, that was kind of like an afterthought. You just was looking for an extra person in War Games, and now you try to get me down with you. So yes, I guess overall, yes, he got the job. He's down with the crew. But if I was like JD, I'd have been like, Matt, why are you distracting me while we're on air right now? If I was JD, I'd have been like, dude, like I'm an afterthought. You just want me in it. So I guess he got what he wanted, but I did feel like it was definitely not a big deal, but almost as an afterthought. I can't do this.
So we found out with our software that we use, Rhodesia, at the end of the pod, if you guys never watched the YouTube, she always throws like the heart, right? And then like a couple weeks ago, the hearts just started happening. But I figured out a couple days ago, like other hand gestures happened too. So I was doing them while she was talking.
Don't be Riddle's daughter trying to throw up gang signs right now on his pod. Okay?
Remember that? I think she did that on Easter too.
She did on Easter.
Oh, hey, shout out to Riddle. Rest in peace, man.
For real.
They said that he's supposed to be doing MMA. I think is his next.
Good.
Yeah, not UFC, of course, but one of them. I can't remember what it is.
I feel like Smokey from Friday right now. I don't give up. Go with God, Riddle. Go with God, man.
That's a shoot.
But,
yeah. So
but
JD
for me,
you, E.
yeah, JD. I mean, so JD's been kind of like their whooping boy for months, right? So like he's been a whipping boy for months. He's been begging, and so now I'm supposed to be like hyped that he's part of the group. Like he's supposed to get some kind of like no, like he been like he ain't but like you was the teams
Pretty much.
That's like that
for the past 6 months. So now that you in, we think we're gonna give you a big celebration. No, hey fam, here's your game jacket. You in now. Now we can take the label off of you. You know, the BITCH label off of you.
That's
right?
That's that Key and Peele skit where he was like, and I was like, bitch.
Hey, you know what? Like that's a whole other skit. It's about two guys were talking about how they tell their wives off when they get out of line, right? But they make sure they do it far away from them. And they do it in low voices.
Anymore.
They look around, they get out the house,
and then when they want to call her the BITCH, they look around, make sure ain't nobody around, and then say it to each other. That's real though, man. Right? That's we do that all the time.
That ain't real for you, Eshaun.
You better watch.
Hold on, wait.
Oh yeah, you be on here just talking
his wife is some barefooting in the kitchen. So on air, he doesn't do it quietly.
But I feel strange about calling women the BITCHs. No, so I've never been that angry at my wife to ever want to call her that, to be honest with you. But no, she can go cook something. Yeah, she gonna put an apron on, and jiggle in the kitchen and make sure my food ready. Hey, when I get off this podcast,
hold on, jiggle in the kitchen.
You already said.
Whoa,
you heard what he said. You heard what he said.
Jiggle what?
That ass. You better that thing. Baby,
you heard what he said.
Up and down.
You heard what he said.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, but JD, it wasn't a big thing, man. Like I didn't think it would be. I'm interested to see what the next story is with him. All right, now he's in the group. Has he been holding back his personality? Because before he's supposed to be like this, psychological.
Like
No, not funky. No, he was like a psychological, like.
Oh, you're talking about JD?
JD.
Yeah.
Like in NXT, he was kind of like that psychological. I get in people's heads, like type of guy,
yeah.
right? So is he low key a snake? Like, right? Is he going to try to take over? Is he going to try to?
It has that feeling. Like this entire story has that feeling, because if you just looked at it for what it is, you would think like the story's over. Like across the board, this whole thing, it feels like it's over before we even get to Survivor Series. You know what I mean? Like Jay and Cody lost last night. Okay, that's over. So Judgment Day are the true tag champions. They got JD down. Rhea's pulling her strings. It feels like, okay, this is it. So I'm interested to see it at Survivor Series. It just feels like something big has to happen. And what is that, to your point? Is that JD try to take over? We just heard, just for the first time on Monday, Priest said that he's the leader of Judgment Day.
That's the biggest thing to me that came out of Monday.
That was bigger than everything we talked about.
That was bigger than all of it.
Yeah. Because that's another story, Ed, right? Because he said it. Everybody gave him that side eye. Like, right? Everybody gave him that side eye. So that's the next story flow with them. And now that JD is part of the group. Now he's part of the group. Now is he going to be that guy to kind of whisper in the ear? So it's a lot of different, ways they can kind of go with that story, which is going to be interesting. And it's not over. It's far from over. The conflict is continuing now, right? Because now we need to know what's Drew's relationship with the new Judgment Day, right? Cody got to get back right, because what did Cody say in his promo in the beginning of the show? He guaranteed a win.
Washington.
That's what that's the first thing he said.
What would you like to talk about? I said they should have chanted CM Punk. That would have been incredible.
They won't talk about him.
Philip is not here this evening. Boo. You saw Cody? Hey, okay. See, you brought up Cody.
Yeah.
Cody was talking cash shit a couple days
ago. He's on that Jada Parker energy right now.
He was talking cash shit. Let me pull this up to make sure I get it right. He said, damn, I don't have it. But basically, he just said if The Rock comes back for WrestleMania 40, that's great. But he ain't taking my spot, and I'm not flinching, no matter what he does. Talk that cat shit, Cody. I like that. I like that, though. My man said, I done wrestled 89 matches before tonight. You think I'm worried about Dwayne coming in? I like that.
Exactly. Like, I always, every time he speaks, and when he comes out and he's not even about to wrestle, he's like the consummate politician. Like, he's that kissing the baby, shaking the hands, all of that. And he just pretty much owned his stuff. He said, listen, hey, Rock is the man. All due respect. I love the guy. I respect the guy. But you ain't taking my spot. If he was in a room with me, he would only expect me to feel the same way. Now, we know already that he was already hurt from not winning in 39 against Roman. You think Cody's going to allow 2 years in a row? You taking my spot? Oh, hell no.
I just love that on this show, we had two of the biggest Cody haters in the world and giving this man flowers on multiple episodes. See, I love it because that's what Cody's doing. He's
Where's the cricket button at?
Okay, fan by fan. He's building fan by fan. He's slowly converting people to Cody. I love it, man. See, that's true Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing another Black man, really own himself and you really go out there and thrive. And, 'cause I think it's great for the culture. It gives my kids somebody to look up to. Yeah, they on TV, they can see, hey, there's another brother on TV. I can get there. I can be that. Right? I love it. Right? So I love what he's doing, man. I love what he was talking. Like he was saying, look, Rock, I'm him. It was always me.
Yeah. I ain't worried about it, and I love that. I love that.
It was always me. And like, man, look, you can come back and do whatever you want, but you ain't taking my spot, fam.
I think Cody was trying to be. I think Cody was trying to be a little sexy last night too. He was showing off his chest hair. I never seen his chest hair before. I was like, "Ooh, look at you, Cody."
I did it for Rhodesia. Go to be on one, man.
Thanks,
shout out to the GOAT.
Hey, one thing I will say though, that's I think Cody's my second favorite wrestler of all time after Shawn Michaels. But I think he has like the worst catchphrase, man.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like it. I
don't like it because what are they supposed to say? Like they cheer. It's like no, dummies. I asked you, what do you want to talk about? Like, why are you cheering? Like, you're not tell me, what should we talk about today? Yeah. I mean,
because I did think it was funny when Dave Meltzer said it, and I got to be where he getting it from because I remember listening to an interview when he said that, and like Brian Alvarez was like, "Dude, I want to talk to you about what I asked you about." Like, it was one of those, like,
seriously, I don't get it, man. I was watching Alpha Academy on Raw, and I was close to kind of like down in the Tozawa piece, but it was actually funny, so I enjoyed it. But
was funny.
I know we all want like Gable to be like this 5-star every time we see him wrestler with gold, and I'm sure he'll get the IC title when it's all said and done. But they've struck gold with Alpha Academy. They ticked all the boxes. You got somebody who can go in the ring. You got the big funny guy that can still do your power power spots. Beautiful female in their corner that has a great personality. And I was just looking at them. I'm like, man, they are the perfect mid card, or like say like when they go to like house shows, they do like the B towns that would never get TV. They could main event a B level house show for WWE. Them as a trio. Yeah.
Very charismatic. They have great chemistry together.
Yep. Super entertaining. Like, they got something there. So that was more for me kind of like just a check yourself moment, because I'm big on the Gable, and I'm like, all right, man, like I need you to let's get this. But I was watching, I was like, nah, like they're great.
It's like you said, right? I totally agree with you. I know where you're at with that, because I think Gable is ready to go to the next level, but I feel like his act is so much more with meat on the bone with Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Like right? Like the chemistry, like the three of them together, just amazing. I don't think they've actually gone as far as they could potentially go with them as a tag. And I think that as a tag and as a group, I think they can get a little bit further than Gable on his own, because you know, that's what I kind of thought about when I watched the show last night. I know you guys was like, you know, the entertainment part of it. You can't just be wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they add that entertainment, and I think
'cause
that's fun, and that kind of stands out, especially on the show.
Yes. So there you go. So you're making those comments, which you're completely right on. They haven't kind of scratched the surface of what they can be, but from an entertainment spot, they are in a perfect spot. You ride that until it stops working, and then we can move on from there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they got something really, really good.
You talking about
Y'all got
Black
anything
Excellence?
else on Raw before? Yeah, what you got on Black Excellence?
This has nothing to do with anything. You see how dark Cesaro is? These last few weeks, I'm like, dang, Cesaro looks like my brother. Like, I see you. I see you.
You see, well, he was hanging out with the New Day, so maybe they put him on like some tanning spots. You know what I mean? Did y'all see that photo of him when he was fat?
You showed it to me. Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah, like if y'all haven't seen it, everybody who's listening, like Google like Tozawa before and after photos. He was fat, like legit fat. So shout out to him for being able to drop that weight and keep it off. Like he's got abs now. You would never think. You would think it's a joke. You would think it's a joke picture. And
Yeah,
that's legit
yep.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Like AI.
All right. One of the things we wanted to do on this show, E's got a good one that we'll get to after this, is I thought about if we had the pencil. So this is book your own segment right here. So everybody else can do this too. And I'll probably send something out on X. If you're not following us on X, do that. That's F&W. Same with Instagram. To hear what you guys would say. But I was like, let's do 5 or 6 matches, and we're booking WrestleMania 40 with NXT talent versus WWE talent. As of right now, what would that dream WrestleMania card look like, knowing that we got, 5 or 6 months of build till we get to WrestleMania? Rhodesia, you can go first, because peek behind the curtain, Rhodesia was struggling about a half hour before we press record
on all of the stuff
on
that we
this.
be doing, though.
I sent a group text. I was like, hey, look, I got 6 matches because I initially said 5, but I couldn't cut one of the matches. And Rhodesia's like, damn, 6, I'm at 2. And I look over, and she's on her MacBook, and she's all the way down at the bottom of WWE.com. I'm talking, she's reading Contact Us. I'm talking, she's
everything.
at the All Rights Reserve. She is way down at the bottom of that webpage. I don't know how many my baby got. She may have 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. And then I tell E that before we hit record. And I'm like, E, how many you got? He was like, we'll talk about it on the pod. So this could be a clusterfuck of a topic, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy my WrestleMania card. So the way I did it, which you didn't have to do it this way, I made my card in thinking about legit, true WrestleMania 40 storylines, right? So I didn't use Cody because it should be Cody and Roman. So I kind of made it in that way. So Rhodesia, you can go ahead and start, and you kind of we'll just go around the horn. Match 1 first, and then match 2, and so on and so forth.
So as you have 5, I do not have 6. And then when we put this to the Twitter polls,
shout out to you.
I better get all of the votes. All of the votes. I'm so tired of putting together great cards with my pen and my paper, and I get just treated like trash. I'm always at the bottom. Like the only vote that goes to me is me.
No, that's nuts.
Like that's like out of this world. I take my time.
You know what I'll do then? I will vote for you.
Thank you.
I'll vote for you because I'm not gonna need the votes.
Okay.
Because our folks know.
My card
I know
is
Graps,
awesome.
So I don't need it. And E's one pre-show match he's gonna have for us. I think we get no votes either.
So I ain't gonna lie. See, I was thinking about I should start my card like hot. And I did that last time we had one, and then I fell off, and I definitely lost all the votes. So I'm just gonna go like how I think it would go if it was actually WrestleMania. Okay. So to open up after all the pyro, we have the Andre the Giant over the top battle royal.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I'm dropping the mic after this too.
Of course you did.
So you sprinkle all your little WWE Raw and SmackDown people, and I got 4 NXT people coming up. Got Wesley, Baron Corbin, Trick Williams, and he's doing a return to main card, but first match on main card, Gable Stevenson.
Okay, so then you also have to tell us the Raw and SmackDown people that's
I said everybody else. like they normally
So
would have.
Roman
So we
Reigns
get
is in it.
no. We give it Ciampa, Miz, Gargano, Cross. What's his name? Karrion Cross,
Mhm.
Ludwig
Keep going.
Kaiser,
Because you got to go like
Kaiser,
20 if it's Andre the
Giovanni
Giant.
Vinci.
And I'm just
Andre-
waiting for you to name somebody you put in your other matches because you didn't think this out thoroughly.
Oh no, I'm no. Listen, there's no
She's
other
like,
main
"Oh, no, I'm
matches on
done."
this. Like it's a wrap.
Uh-oh.
Like seriously, everybody else, Tozawa, Randy Orton. What else we got? Bill Goldberg. He signed it back to WWE.
Where's this shit at? Saudi? Damn, it's in Philly.
Saudi.
Oh my God, that's
But
funny.
Don't
All right,
shit,
so
don't
that's
shit
match
on my
number.
don't shit on my match. That is gonna
That's
open
match
it.
number one
It's
for
going
you.
to be amazing, and like they're gonna throw
All
flowers.
right, we
at
got
my
that
feet.
part, babe. All right, we got that. All right, E, what's your first match?
So when I was looking at this, I got Book Mania 40 WWE versus NXT. So I'm thinking it's WWE versus NXT like matches. Like kind of we had
Yeah,
Rhea versus Becky back in the day.
yeah, that's
Right.
the way I did mine. Yep.
Okay. And so I really started thinking about it. Like I found it to be kind of hard to kind of book that type of card. I don't think they have anybody super hot like that really can compete at a high level at a Mania against the top NXT talent. I mean, WWE talent, to be honest with you. I don't think they
I'm
have
getting all the
anybody
votes.
that's super hot on the show, to be honest with you. I feel like their biggest stars right now are the Dragon, right? Mello.
Okay.
Who,
And
who are they
Brian,
going
right?
against?
And I don't really, honestly, I wouldn't. So if I'm booking a match, I mean, I'm booking WWE versus NXT. I don't see any of those three guys stacked up against the top guys in WWE. So I'm like, all right. So let me be fair. Let me come up with a match. I'm like, all right, let's get a good match.
Okay.
Right? We teased it on a Raw a couple months ago, and it was Seth and Mello. Because I think Mello's going heel pretty soon. I think he's going back to being heel. And hopefully this next heel run takes him over the top. Because I think he's a smaller guy. And I think that he needs an over-the-top personality to make him bigger than his actual stature. I love to see a heel, a full-fledged, over-the-top heel Carmelo against Seth. I think that would be a great match, at least.
And that is my opening match. Seth Rollins versus Carmelo Hayes.
Hey, look at your boy.
That's my opener. Yep.
Boo.
I don't like E already said why. And he's absolutely accurate on that.
Boo.
So E is done. He's got a one match show.
So it's me and you now, Matt.
Right before they went through Gorilla, they're like, all right, have a great one out there. Hey, we need you guys to go 3.5 minutes, no, 3.5 hours. This is it. The Booker only got one match on here. We're going night 1 through night 9.
No,
you guys got all of night 1.
I got another one.
Oh, you do? Okay, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
Hour and a
only
half.
gotta go. You guys gotta go
Iron
90.
Man and a half. Iron Man and a half.
I got another one.
Beautiful. All right. Match 2. Who you got, Rhodesia?
All right, so after we got the Andre the Giant over the top battle royal, they did the presentation of the Andre the Giant statue, and all the pomp and circumstances is done with that. I said, let's keep the multi-player. I feel like I'm in a video game. Let's keep the multi-people matches going. And this was a little bit of a cheat, but I'm gonna go with the women's tag team. We're gonna go Chelsea and Piper's still gonna be holding it up into Mania. Ready for this?
I am.
Dun dun dun, because I'm making certain assumptions. We got Bianca tag and teaming with Miss Jade Cargill. Is she gonna keep that same last name? Do we know?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's her name.
Yep. So there you go.
That's a good one. I didn't put Jade on mine just because she hadn't officially debuted yet, so I didn't know where I could put her. Like
I'm
either
saying she's
WWE
NXT.
or NXT. Yeah. So that's a good one. I was trying to figure out a way. And I just let her to the side. That's a good one.
Man, that card over there rough for these. I mean,
He was a
you got
goddamn
people
lie.
ain't on the roster.
He's
Well, no, the
You got-
Andre the
you got-
Giant. Yeah, like that.
But the Andre the
people
Giant
on
is
the
always a
roster,
hot
you
mess.
just
The
cheat.
Andre the Giant is always a hot mess.
And that's why it's on
wasn't there
SmackDown
one-
Friday now.
Yeah.
And it's no
Wasn't
longer
it-
Romania. That's why.
Oh, that is so true. Damn.
But it's your card, though.
You're
Hey,
right.
she
You're
got
right.
people
It is
in
your
on the
one
NXT
vote.
roster. Hey, the next match is going to be Will Ospreay versus, because I know he's going to sign.
Hey, homie, at least I
By
got 5 matches
WrestleMania.
over here. I got
Hey,
predetermined
know what
5
I got
matches over here. Homeboy,
You know what I
1
got
minute
over
before
here?
we started, you ain't have anything.
You know what I got over
He
here?
definitely cheating right now.
Right,
He's
yeah,
absolutely
it-
cheating.
over
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
Oh.
he
He got-
wasted the
he got
first
his
segment
Googles
trying to
up.
look up stuff. Yep.
Yep.
Because see,
Go ahead, give
the
me your
super
second
fan
to
I
5 seconds.
am, the super fan I am, I got these booked in the head already. I done did this already. I did this already. I just gotta remember when I did it.
Mm.
But
Oh, wait,
So
no,
my
stop.
next
No,
match-
no. I'm not going to let that slide. You just came on here and just said that you don't think there's really anybody on NXT that you can even see go against anybody in at WWE main card. You started it.
But he said he's going along with it because this is what we're doing.
But how was that
Yeah,
already in
exactly.
his head? You said that it wasn't, that you don't even see this
He's got
happening.
a finely,
No.
finely
look-
tuned computer is what he's saying.
no, exactly. But here's the thing: this wouldn't be a WrestleMania for me. This would be like
But
this
that's
would be
what
at
we
a-
booking. We booking
this would be a
WrestleMania
house
40
show
in
in
SmackDown
Detroit
before it.
that I'll go to. This would be a house show in Detroit for me, man. I just don't
Lord
think
have
these
mercy.
guys.
So you're
is
not
old
following
enough
the
to be
rules.
The headline of Mania. I'm just saying the concept is flawed in my opinion.
All right,
However,
man,
I like to have
match
fun.
two.
That's
What's
it.
match two?
So battle of the second generation wrestlers
Okay.
doing it for their daddies. Braun Breaker versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that's a good one. So you have Cody not finishing the story again in WrestleMania 40. And
who's the
we're
hater
the ones
of
that
Cody?
aren't Cody fans, right? We're the ones that's not Cody fans. That's nuts.
Boo.
It's a good match, but you definitely don't have him finishing. So you must have The Rock coming back.
No.
The
So
Rock-
this is night one. He gonna get that warm up win.
Okay, you got him doing double
yeah,
duty.
then on the night two. Yeah, he.
So they are, Matt, they are doing 3
We
hours
working.
each then. The
Yes.
night 1, it was the first match.
Yeah.
Night 2 was
Yes.
the second match.
Let's go.
Match 2. I am bringing back the Money in the Bank ladder match to WrestleMania.
Okay.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Actually, we're going to go with the women's for match 2. We have Tiffany Stratton,
Mhm.
Io Sky, Roxanne Perez, Kairi Sane, Sol Ruka, and Bianca Belair. 5-star banger right there. I already got 2 5-star matches on mine. Seth and Melo and that Money in the Bank ladder match.
Do the names one more time. The money back. Money
Io
in the Bank.
Sky, Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, Kairi Sane, Sol Ruka, and Bianca Belair.
Nice. Nice.
All high
nice.
flyers. We can get it done on that one. Wait till y'all hear my men's Money in the Bank ladder match, though. Jesus. I did this. So, yeah, we match 3 now, Rhodesia. Who you got?
Well, considering that this was your topic, then I would hope you would be killing it in your mind. But my card is
Okay.
like off the hook.
All right.
So now, after we dealt with all the tomfoolery of Chelsea and Piper retaining,
Watch
the
Rhodesia book
championship,
a talking segment. We have Ms. TV.
listen,
Get this.
with Grayson Waller. So listen, okay. I wanted to bring it back.
Jason Waller.
Grayson Waller.
Oh,
So I wanted to bring it back down to some just technical wrestling, fast, boom, boom, bada, bada, bang, bang. And I'm going to have Carmelo as a heel versus the babyface Ricochet.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
That's a real good one. Yep.
That'd be great on the house show. I got
Talking all that shit.
So this is more of a vanity match for me. But I'm a big fan of these women.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I
Big fan
let
of these
you
women.
let you have this. I let you have this because I swear I was like, I'm gonna book this match just for all the freaks out there, as Scott Steiner
Oh,
used to say. But I was like, I'm sure he gonna do something with it. So go ahead, man.
Oh yeah.
Give it to us.
But I'm going Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton. Just from a personality standpoint, I love to see like the little promos and their interactions going up, leading into the match. Big fan of both women. I think Tiffy is going to tippy top once she goes up to the main roster. I think she's probably the most main roster ready person on that roster, in my opinion. So I love to see her interact with my girl B.
We getting that, and that's gonna be a main event of a major pay per view one day. That's guaranteed for sure. We on match number 3. Match number 3 is Gunther still holding that Intercontinental Championship, taking on Trick Williams.
Oh,
I don't want water. I don't want bread. Just me.
Does it make a difference?
That's the hard hitting match. That ain't gonna be a 5-star. That's gonna be a knockout, drag out. We just made Trick Williams in defeat type match.
You think Trick will rise to the occasion?
Oh yeah, I do. I told you a month ago, because I said 3 months is in January. We're gonna have that conversation about Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. But I said I was gonna give it 3 months. So we got 2 more months to go.
Trick wins the Andre the Giant over the top battle royal. And I'm
all right.
On my
and he comes right back
down on my Friday night.
And Andre was for an IC title shot.
Andre.
Yeah. I said winning the Andre.
Oh,
Jesus.
Come on. Anywho's.
Who do you think Andre was?
I don't know. So listen. So now we back to my final two. I think you have 3, Matt. So my final 2 matches, they were going back and forth in the office with H, and they're like, "No, I'm gonna finish off the show. No, I'm gonna finish off the show." So finally,
are you going double main event?
Yep. I just made it up.
Hey, y'all, you remember what pay-per-view was that? WWE, and they were like, it was like a 6 main event card. It's like, it's only like a Saudi show on the show.
Sounds like a Saudi show.
Like, no, it was just a couple months ago. They were like, it's like 6 main events. I was like, that's not possible.
Might have been Backlash.
That's Shorty's card.
So in the end, Becky Lynch storms out the room because she didn't get the final main event. So we have the co-main event, Lyra Valkyrie versus the man Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship again.
Rematch?
Mm-mm.
I didn't use Becky because I have Becky taking on Rhea in real life.
Got it.
For the Raw Women's Championship. Yep. So I left both of them out.
Which would I want to do this one first? I want to do the last one first.
You got double main event over there too?
They were arguing in Hunter's office. Come on. Yeah. Who won? E.
So I'm gonna go. I'll go this one first. I go with this one. So my hard hitting match, I'm taking one of the guys that you just mentioned, Gunther.
Okay.
But I'm giving him a man he's very familiar with, and that's the NXT champion, Ilya.
Oh wow. Dragon. Yeah, that would be nuts.
Because we've seen
that before in UK.
We've seen it. Yeah, it's been a while, and I think it's a different version of these two guys. I think both of these guys have gotten a lot better. I think Ilya Dragon is I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's growing on me. Like, hey, look, all he needs to do is get some taller boots or get some socks up to his knees. If he can do something to cover up them glutes, cover up them calves or cover up them knees, he'll be money for me. Okay,
I thought about you.
Great. He's a really good wrestler.
Hurricane tweeted yesterday. Hurricane tweeted, any wrestler that don't wear knee pads freak me out.
Talk to him.
And I thought about you.
Talk to him. Cover them calves up. Put something on them knees, man. But hey, he's really good in the ring, right? And then just imagine them in this stage, having a match on that big of a stage. You talk about hard hitting. That'd be something to see.
So, yep, I got 3 left. This is third from the bottom. And this one, I talked about, this was like full of like hard hitting or 5-star matches. This is going to be right in between. But it's going to be a big one here. We got Lola Vice, the NXT breakout star. First WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. I'm paying to see that match. But I don't have to pay because I booked it. But
how much?
Well, I'm not going, so
okay.
It ain't gonna be $500 a ticket, or whatever it was. So, but yeah, I got Lola Vice versus Charlotte Flair.
Interesting.
What is your main event?
Interesting. So the Queen did win the battle in Triple H's office. But the Queen ain't going against Lola Vice. Lola Vice needs another year before you be on the main event with Charlotte Flair. The match we've all been waiting for. The main event of WrestleMania 40 is the Queen, Charlotte Flair, versus the Barbie doll, Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to happen somewhere in a major pay-per-view also.
Mm-hmm. Like that.
So is this one of these times where like it's like reverse sexism? Because we're in your last 2 matches, women matches,
I only have one male match on there. Well, I guess Andre the Giant over the top Battle Royal is too.
right?
So I got 3 women matches, 2 men matches.
So you didn't book the Usos. You didn't.
No, because
book
they are in
Roman
other
Reigns.
storylines. They're in the other storylines with people already on the main card. Again, we were going against NXT versus
Okay.
what I thought was believable for the main card.
Okay. There are still some notable names you left off, but all right, I'll let you cook.
But I'm matching up the comparisons. Again, I
got
take
you.
time when I think about this. I'm like,
That
okay,
ain't
what?
taking much
How
time.
the
That was
flow?
about 15 minutes
How the
before
flow
the podcast.
gonna
You
go? No,
he was
that was my
scrolling
final
down.
2 matches that I was trying to figure out.
I'm about to right now look up WWE.com just to see how far down you, because I remember what I saw. You scrolled all the way down to, man, it takes forever to get down there. You were looking at careers. You were looking at the help center. You were looking at the cookie policy. You were scrolling for so long. You were looking at
cookie policy.
You were at the copyright information. That's nuts. All right, so your main event of WrestleMania 40 was Becky Lynch versus.
Huh?
I'm sorry, not Becky. You okay?
No, she
Charlotte
lost
Flair.
yeah, no.
What's happening?
Charlotte Flair,
Charlotte.
the Queen, versus Tiffany Stratton and Barbie Dow.
Against Stratton. Okay, got it.
That's probably your best match, Rhodesia.
All my matches.
I hope
are
so.
the best.
The main event of Mania.
I mean,
it better be good.
What y'all not gonna do is gonna disrespect my card. So.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be honest. So I had to change this one because again, I thought we were doing hypotheticals, booking NXT and WWE. So I'll just say this one.
Do it, Sid.
But I'm gonna go. So I was like, all right. So I had Roxanne. I wanted to put her in there, right? Because I think she's gonna be another top calendar. But I'm actually, while we're talking about Roxanne, real quick, I think that she's somebody to watch out for too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta tell me. I've been banging the Roxanne drum
different,
for a long time.
Different. Watch out for. She don't got a character yet.
No, her character was the happy just to be here, really naive. I love everything type. She's not really that right now.
And she's,
but she's but you kind of can. But if you wanted to kind of clump her into what you started the show about, kind of in that realm of incredible. I can say incredible, really good in-ring talent, but like kind of who are you? She's kind of, they got to figure that out before they move her to the main roster.
Because if she's because she's going to go to the main roster, is she great in the ring? Yes, right. Very young age, like her ring work is immaculate, but you need more than that going up there, and she's going to have to get a character, or she's going to have to get progressively better on the microphone. She's not bad, like right,
yeah,
but she needs to get she needs something that stands out beyond just her work in the ring, and that's what I mean that she got to watch out for it. Like I think she's sick this time, however long she's in NXT, and I hope that's their focus for her. Get her comfortable on the microphone and get a character that the main roster can connect with. So what I don't want to see her is be another Zoey Starks. But so Roxanne, I'm like, who can she have a great match with on the WrestleMania? Who's somebody who I feel like has been stagnant because they haven't been pushed as a character? Charlotte and Roxanne. Let me have a nice 5-star match out of those 2 women on the big stage.
That's gonna be another great one too, and we're gonna get that one. Also, I mean, we keep saying that. Not if Charlotte goes to AEW. Her husband's there, her dad's there.
Yeah.
We never know. My 2 last main events. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I got Ricochet. I got Wes Lee. I got Chad Gable. I got Montez Ford. I got Dragon Lee. And then the last one, because you got to have that big guy in there to do the incredible spots. I got the NXT legend, Dijak.
Nice.
That's another 5-star ladder match. And then my main event is You Want It, Come Take It. Match versus career. Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar loses, he has to retire.
Ooh, you know what? Actually, that's the only match I envy out of all the ones y'all said. Give me that.
Yay! And we sign off with Cody finishing the story.
There we go. I
Yeah.
like that. I think that's the best book for the whole thing. Finish the story. I wonder what I'm gonna do. You know, when
You better
when he
celebrate.
finishes the story.
You better celebrate. And I want like
wonder.
a 5-minute poetic statement on behalf of the Cody Rhodes family and the Eshawn family on just how much y'all did to get to this point. The trials and tribulations, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. I just want you to give it up because I damn sure gave it up
I kind
on
of feel
night
like
2 on the pod.
We was like, yeah.
I
oh,
told
yeah.
you so.
Okay.
Yep.
About
You guys
yeah.
co-signed like the downtime in SmackDown history. You guys are so happy about that.
SmackDown history. What in the hell?
Yeah.
Next topic, sir. You had a good idea of we got 2 months, so things can absolutely change. But if today was December 31st and we had to name who our wrestler of the year would be, who would it be? That's a good one. We haven't talked about it at all after you brought it up. I was like, that's a good one. Because I think mine's could change. But who was your guys' wrestler of the year if today was the last day of the year?
So since it was my topic, I don't think it's my topic. It was a suggestion. It's a suggestion. I thought like, hey, let's go ahead and see who we might pick today off the top of our heads. You guys have some time to think about it, so it's not necessarily off the top of your head anymore. You know, Rhodesia's probably been doing like a whole history run about it all year. I mean, for the year. But you know what?
You know how your girl prepare over here.
It's off the top of my head. I haven't put much thought into it, but I'm gonna go Cody
God.
Rhodes. I'm going Cody Rhodes.
I didn't have to put thought into it either.
I didn't put any thought into it either.
But I do think there's about 5 or 6 that you'd be like, okay, I can see that. Cody's absolutely one of those 5 or 6 that I can say, yep, I can see that.
And it's like, you know, of course I'm a Cody stan, but you know, this is what he's helped do for that business because he is the first star that company has made outside of Roman in a very long time. And he has added so much more entertainment value to Raw. He's giving somebody to root for. He's giving somebody a challenge. You think about before Cody came back, who was your number 2 after Roman? It was kind of Seth, kind of, right? And he's kind of far down there. And I think Cody's presence on the overall show has really helped elevate the entire company for them to have a legit number 2 guy that you can say, oh, this guy is somebody that can finish a story, who's somebody that can beat a Roman Reigns, right? And it's somebody who's doing it week in and week out. He's one of the he has like one of the most matches in the company or something like that, right? So he's working. He's out there getting fan by fan. And I think something has to be said for that. Somebody who's out there, he's been durable. He had the pec injury, right? But since he's come back, he's been out there working every single show, helping build those brands, getting that fan base excited. I think definitely just not necessarily what he's won, because he hasn't won yet anything big. He hasn't won any titles, right? But I think he's won the hearts of millions.
You felt that. So you got good old Cody. CR. Who you got, Rhodesia?
This was, I mean, I didn't have to think about it at all. And then when you brought up last
Daniel
episode
Garcia.
about how many
Oh, you gonna do you doing it? Rhodesia said she's seen enough. Garcia the GOAT. If you do say Garcia, I may kick you off.
But I'm still gyrating over here. Hold on. Okay. No, there's just it's no comparison. It's Cody Rhodes. Everything that he said.
You went Cody too, huh?
Oh my
I mean,
God.
he's the workhorse. He's
Yeah,
the star.
I didn't go Cody.
Who'd you go with?
You guys are right about him being a workhorse. You're right about how over he's gotten. I mean, WWE wouldn't be where they are fully without him right now. They'll still be fine, of course, but you're talking about 2023, and this may change. But I think the only way this may change for me is if I slot MJF into this spot, because I'm gonna see what he does at Full Gear this weekend, and then I'm gonna see what he does in his hometown pay-per-view. That could make him, because he's had think about his run. Iron Man match, main event Wembley. Like that's a lot to that. But for me, it's Will Ospreay, 100%. And just for the simple fact that he's had 3 5-star matches in 3 different promotions. That's never happened in the time of me watching wrestling. He's got one in NJPW with Kenny. He's got one in AEW, and he's got one in Impact. So for me, it's Will Ospreay.
You can't argue.
But like I said, you got like 6. It's just like, all right. I mean,
no, we definitely could argue that. I mean, the man's only wrestled 5 matches all year. I mean, you know,
who?
Will Ospreay.
He's talking about Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
we're not talking about Roman Reigns.
You know,
he's wrestled way more than 5 matches, brother.
Cody out there every week. He wrestling right now in somebody's backyard.
He probably is. I wonder if he's gonna be at no, he's not gonna be there. So who else would you guys say? So we said Cody, just real quick. We said Cody, we said Will Ospreay. I just mentioned MJF. Give me a couple others you could say, yeah, I can see them being the rest of the year.
You gotta give it to Seth.
Yep. I can see that for sure. I can see somebody saying Gunther.
I can see Gunther. Yep.
I
see Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
Up until he dropped
Orange Cassidy. Yep. That's another one I could absolutely see. Yeah.
But I got another question for you. Do you think any of us will potentially say Roman Reigns, or can anybody say Roman Reigns?
Not this year.
No. You know, he's only wrestled 11 matches this year.
Crazy,
either 11 or 12. That's it total, including house shows. Yep. And I think it was 11. I think he did 22 last year.
Was he our wrestler of the year last year?
I think he was. I thought he was.
Has to be, because, and you're talking about that was the height of the bloodline. We're talking
I think
going into the Rumble. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure we brought up Sammy. Sammy was probably number 2 for us, or right there. But that's probably the 6 that we named that you would just go along with. I think anybody else, we can probably start picking at an argument. But it's going to be fun to have that year-end show in like a month and a half.
But
man.
It's also interesting that, like, that's why I was like, man, it's interesting that he's not in any of our equations for a wrestler of the year. You know,
you can't, man. You've only worked 11 matches. I mean, he's still I would pay to see him more than anybody else.
Yeah, his impact in the business is still there, but as far as matches,
nope. It is going to be so interesting to see his 2024. Like, we know we can't do this again. And I just want to see, like, how much of his work, like, does he stay completely in this mode? Does he go more to like a Brock Lesnar schedule? Because even Brock worked more than 11 matches this year, I'm sure. You know, it's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be really fun to see that story arc. What else should be fun is we got Full Gear on this Saturday. So I know, Rhodesia, you have the card in front of you. I don't even have the card in front of me. So I'm going to be straight off the top in the dome on this one. What do we have? How many matches are officially announced as of right now?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 matches.
That's quite a few.
Okay.
That's quite
all right.
A few.
Yeah.
So what we got?
And of course, we're going to do this like we do every time. Be very clear. We're going to say our excitement level and who we want to win.
Got it.
Okay. Now, who we think should win or could have win. No, who do we want to win and our excitement level. Okay.
Got it. Got it.
And I got the actual term for it. It's called the 0 hour. So no more 0 dark 30 for me. 0 hour. We have MJF with the ROH tag team. Assuming Samoa Joe. We have not watched Dynamite, Raw, or Collision yet. I'm sorry, Dynamite, Rampage, or Collision yet. But we have MJF and the Guns. Who are y'all taking?
I'm taking MJF, and my excitement level for the match is 0. My excitement level for the story comment of the match is probably like an 8.
I'm at an 8 all around. I wouldn't be surprised if Samoa Joe costs them the championships.
Because we're assuming Samoa Joe is going to be his partner, right? Are we assuming that?
And it'd be a nice, it'd be a nice way to get the titles off of MJF, because like we don't know. I'm sorry, I was looking at the painting on the wall and it was cricket. It really disturbed me for a minute.
That energy pill started to kick in. No, I mean, it's been kicked in, but it's really kicking in now.
No,
you sure it was an energy pill you took?
I think
you seen unicorns on top of the painting?
Yeah, man.
I just yawned like 4 times a little while ago.
Yeah, 1-800 stay drug free.
Man, that's really bothering me. But yeah, I feel like they need to get the titles off of MJF. Like, I mean, I guess it ought to, it's actually the ROH tag team titles, so how much does it really matter? who has those titles. It
Well,
don't really matter.
It matters a ton to the Adam Cole story in MJF. So that's why I don't know if Cole was the one that's pushing MJF to take Samoa Joe as his partner. I don't know why he would call. I'm just looking at it from a story perspective, but that's why I'm rolling with MJF still. Whoever his partner is, I'm still taking him.
I'm gonna roll with also MJF and whoever his partner is because the Guns can take the loss. And my excitement level is at a 5, 4 of which is just the entrance of the Guns. So let's go.
Still hard.
So hard. Let's just kind of just go in order at this point. So then now for the AEW International Championship, we have Orange Cassidy, Jon Moxley, 2. Excitement level, what are you taking?
Excitement level for this one, I'm going 8 excitement level. And I think it's Moxley just because I said before he wasn't supposed to lose it when he lost it. So maybe they changed paths on it. And Orange Cassidy cut a great promo a week or so ago just saying how like he can't even enjoy this title because like it didn't come from Mox and how he got it. So like this is what the match he needs. I love the promo. So that got me thinking, and the promo worked because it kind of got me thinking now like, oh, maybe OC does win, but I'm still going with Mox.
Give me OC.
And then your
my excitement level. Yeah.
That equals what?
That's like a 5.
Eh.
So you said 5?
I said,
Can't follow directions, I see. Alrighty.
That's it. I feel wearing off. If you'd asked him this the first 10 minutes of the show, he'd have gave you a number.
20.
He would have broke down why that number was the number. And now like he's just like, look, he worried about Herrick been run through the car. So because we don't really care what he thinks.
Okay, good. All right. So then we have I'm gonna go with Moxley. I'm gonna say let's go 7.5, but I know it's gonna be pretty gruesome. But 7.5. Oh dang it. Okay.
No, I hear you all right.
I know, I just noticed that you had your AirPods in. I'm like, oh dang it. Next we have the trios match. We have Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick effing Wayne versus Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting.
You got to give it, of course, to Sting, Darby, and Edge, Adam. The match, I'm gonna just go for 10 because we know like Sting's run is about to be over. So anytime he gets a chance to, any chance, like this is a handful of last times we're seeing this man wrestle in the ring. So 10.
I'm at an 8. Christian's one of my favorite acts on TV. I kind of feel bad that I'm not that hype on the Sting retirement thing. I think it's time. It's time for him. I'll give it an 8 though.
Okay. I'm gonna give it an 8 as well, maybe 8.5. I know it's gonna be a really entertaining match. 8.5, and then we'll give it to Sting to win. Now the next match,
real quick, and let's have this conversation. Of course, maybe the week he retires. So Rhodesia, write this down. It may sound ridiculous. It may sound blasphemous. There could be a case that his AEW run was his best run in his wrestling history. And we'll talk about it, of course, that week and see where you guys rank it. But we know it absolutely trumps his WWE run. And you can argue, if you look at his matches, of course, he's undefeated. If you look at some of these storylines, I know it sounds crazy, but you could probably say, like, somebody could argue this run is his best run of his career.
Somebody who didn't see his TNA run.
We can argue it. That's all I'm saying. You can argue it. I'm not saying that I agree. I'm just saying you can argue it.
Alrighty.
Which is good. Good for him.
We'll move on. Because I'm going to say that his AEW run was better, only because I've seen him in AEW and WWE, and WWE was like, what? So, this match is interesting. My response.
That's one of the worst booking decisions ever, was having Triple H beat him at Mania.
That was terrible. Vince is horrible. He was horrible.
Man, oh man. All because of he's from WCW. But that was, you talk about, you had the perfect opportunity for like, whatever.
Yeah.
The next one, I'd like to hear what y'all got to say. This is going to be a tag match again. So we have Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks.
The Golden Jets.
Golden Jets.
Before I get my thoughts on it, I want to share this. This morning on Instagram, Nick Jackson shared the promo poster, and the caption was a friendly competition with Kenny. No breakups, just good wrestling. But Jericho, ... There was a comment left by a fan that said, Nick, a friendly contest doesn't normally drive someone to spend $50 on a pay-per-view. Nick responded.
Oh, shoot.
Nick said, not being on the show was the other option.
Damn. Touché,
Interesting.
Right?
Interesting. Because you could take that a whole lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
But we're already an hour and 11 minutes in, so I guess after we see how that match goes, we can go back to this and see if we can read between the lines. Y'all got 4 years left or whatever it is over there. Figure it out. All right, so this match, I'm looking forward. Man, it would be a 10 if it wasn't for Jericho. But I'm going to go 9 because I think the match is going to be ridiculously good. Anything including Jericho and the Bucks are. And then
Jericho and the Bucks?
I mean Kenny and the Bucks. Give me the Bucks just so we don't have to see Jericho and Omega tag again.
What's it, Golden Jets, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Golden Jets.
Is there any way we can get Jericho out of the match and we can get Ibushi in there?
Man, that'd be incredible. Maybe something happens Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't think so because they got a built-in story. Yeah, they got a built-in story that they were the 4 that started the promotion outside of Cody and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't think that's happening, but we do get Ibushi on Dynamite though, which is cool. Hopefully, yeah, y'all think he's still washed on the washed meter?
I'm not doing that.
Where y'all think Ibushi's at now?
I'm not doing.
Where y'all think he's at? Because he was probably about a 7 or 8, right? When he about a 7 or 8?
No.
Before, where you think he was at?
No, he's not.
He was a wrestler who took some time off and is coming back.
So y'all sitting here telling me right now all his performances lived up to the Kota Ibushi name.
Didn't say that. I didn't say that either. I said I'm not answering your question is what I'm saying.
And those numerous bad performances.
Can we get Ishan, what do you think for the Golden Jets?
I'm gonna say he's at a 4 on the wash. I'm gonna say he's drastically not washed more than what he was before. I think he's getting close to form.
You know, I think the skits haven't been really entertaining to me. But now, I mean, it kind of puts it in perspective. We know when Nick said that, hey, you know, this is, you know, we didn't do this. We wouldn't be on the show. And that's another conversation. Like, how do you have the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega not heavily featured on one of your pay-per-views? Like, what's going on over there?
Well, Kenny is. The Bucks just aren't right now. The Golden Jets, baby.
I mean, you know, as you said, no, the Bucks and Kenny, I'm sure it'll be very entertaining, but it's just the storyline, the match itself, it's just all weird. It just seems it seems very thrown together. Now that, you know, I hear Nick's comments, it makes you understand why, man. Like, they just
So give me a number and a winner.
I don't know, man. Shit. I mean, I'm gonna win. The fans are gonna win. We are gonna win. We're all gonna win.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7. And I want the Bucks to win because I don't want to see the Golden Jets. As Matt said.
Yeah, it's over, man.
Yeah, so
I'd rather watch the New York Jets over the Golden Jets. And we know that team is trash.
All right, let's move on. We have for the AEW's Women's World Championship.
Oh, yes.
Hikaru Shida versus Toni Storm.
And I just give me Toni because I would just love to see her with the title. I don't care who wins on this one, to be honest. I'm going to go Toni, but I'm at a 10 for this one.
I am too. I definitely, I like that little segment they had really talked me into the match. The only thing, like, so I would love for Toni to get the title. But I don't want the title to take away from what she's doing from a character standpoint.
Right.
That's the only thing, right? Because then she's a champion. Like, I don't think that's the focus for her. I think that her character and what she's doing in her little world should be very important. So if she were to win a championship, I just hope that it doesn't take away from what she's doing. Right. Yeah, I'll go Toni for the win.
And 10?
Nice.
And, yeah, I'm a 10. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go 10, and I'm going to go with Hikaru Shida to win from some kind of interference. I think Tony should win, but I'm looking at
Interference that backfires?
Possibly. Or the Mariah May character. I don't know yet. We still have Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision to get through. But
Okay.
I think Cheetah will retain. And again, 10 excitement level. Next, we have the World Tag Championship. It looks like it's a 4-way. We got House of Black, FTR, Roosh, and they're called LFI.
Yeah.
Ingobernables, they call LFI, whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, we have Ricky and Big Bill.
So for this match, it's probably a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want a 4-way. Like if this was
Mm-hmm.
just a regular traditional tag match with House of Black against the champs, yeah, I'm probably at like an 8. That's who I want to win. But when you throw those many tag teams in there, of course you can have people lose and I didn't even get pinned, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We know though, we love Ricky, but there's nothing to this tag run, this title run.
Nothing.
Like,
Damn.
yeah, there's nothing to this. So unless they got some major plans, and I know this wasn't the plan in the first place. The plan was originally just for FTR to lose it for a couple weeks and then get it right back, and then something happened with that. So I don't even know if they're even going to go back to that. I don't even know if I even want FTR to have the titles right now. I like House of Black. Just give them something extra, give them some more. I know we got to get to the women's match, but at that point I would have both women's titles changing hands, which I mean I guess it still could. But give me House of Black and give me a 5.
E?
Can we just let Ricky Starks out of his contract so he can go to?
So you can show up at the Rumble?
Because I was watching them. I think it was on Collision.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. He's only on
Yeah.
Collision now. Yeah.
I was just like, man, the chemistry with him and Bill was off as a team.
But it was good. It was good when they weren't a team. Like when he was just as heavy.
Yeah.
Just as heavy.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You know,
It's just not clicking, that's all.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's
like,
not- it's
I'm
not
like,
clicking.
it just seemed weird. I'm also kind of mad about not answering the question here, but like I feel like Malachi Black has so much offer as a singles, and I don't know why they won't push this man and give him a spotlight as a singles. It's like who else? All right, it's not that many people that are above him on the totem pole that he shouldn't be a focused single star. I would love that if it was Buddy and Brody. Going for the tag titles, I would love for them to win. But I guess if they just won't push Malachi for some reason, yeah, give him and Brody the titles and let them go for it. Something new.
And your excitement level?
Oh, excitement level. I honestly didn't know this was a thing, so I guess my excitement
You had a
level is 3.
1.
Yeah.
God.
You had a 1.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna actually have this kind of high. I get everything that you said. Ricky Starks, Big Bill, just been like, what is it? This group FTR has actually lost a lot of steam too. But I just think this is going to be a really good wrestling match and the type of match that I like. So I'm gonna go with probably an 8 and House of Black.
Okay. But I mean, every match that you talked about so far, I think is gonna be a really good match. We know what AEW pay-per-views are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
You're right.
this has nothing to do with the quality of the match. This is just the excitement level going in, not knowing that, yeah, I'm about to see a barn burner of a match.
But I like a little bit of chaos. So when you do have that many people, it's a place for that kind of match in my heart on a card. So I think good thing about it. Andre the Giant Battle Royal over the top. That's my match. So anyway,
joint right there.
We're gonna stick with the House of Black. We're gonna move on now to the TBS Championship. As of now, it's Chris Statlander defending against Julia Hart in either Sky Blue or Red Velvet.
Which, why do you make this a triple threat? It's like, okay, it's because somebody needs to take a pin. So at that point, or no, then Sky Blue can show her allegiance to Julia, or the opposite. So
you think it's Sky Blue?
That's why. Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember, she's the one she's in the storyline. She's in the built-in storyline with Julia.
Not win the TBS championship, win the match to make it to Full Gear.
Yeah.
To be clear. Okay.
So the match, I'm actually kind of high on this match too. Anytime I get to watch Statlander wrestle in a high-profile match, I like it. I just put Julia over to the moon and back on Sunday's pod. So this was probably about a 9.5. And then if I had to pick a winner because of them making it a triple threat, I'm still going to go Julia. Yeah, I'm going to go Julia.
Okay.
I'm down on this Statlander title run. I like to see Julia win. Do you guys want to see Sky Blue in the House of Black?
If it's done right.
But see, I don't think so yet, because right now I still feel like House of Black has spot for that one woman, like that one person woman as the leader of like kind of like a mastermind. I don't think they're ready for that chemistry of a second woman. Not yet.
Especially a character like Sky Blue, who I don't feel like she knows who she is as a performer and as a character just yet, for her to go into such a solid, like, because those four people have awesome chemistry together. Like, right? You're going to throw her in there. I just feel like she's going to kind of throw off the mix a little bit.
So then do you think that's not the way they're going? You think they're going, she's going to turn on Julia and show that she got through the evil possession and she's a good girl again, as Rhodesia would say?
I hope so, because I just don't see her joining the House of Black and really positively adding to that faction. I feel like she kind of, like, this is the thing about, we talked about back in the day, kind of like back in the day with NWO, it just kept adding members and adding members, and then it started getting watered down, and dudes didn't add chemistry. I feel like they do that too often in AEW. I think that the House of Black is fine as they are. I feel like they need to let Sky discover who she is on her own before she joins a established crew. Now, this was a new team that was kind of forming. Okay, cool. They can all kind of learn together. But, they're already a well-oiled machine. I don't think they need to add somebody who's still trying to find themselves.
So them adding her made this work. You started by saying you're not high on Statlander's run, but then you talked about the match. It had nothing to do with Statlander, but it had to do with the match. So mission accomplished, I guess.
I don't really want to see it. They can tell me about it next week.
Wow. So again, just because I kind of went off on my own tangent in my mind, you picking Julia to win?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
To myself? Just a second ago, yeah. I was thinking about, I just booked like 4 different outcomes in my head at how this match is going to end.
Nice.
And would you say was your excitement level?
I don't really have any excitement level for it.
He's at a 0.
So, Sunday, I had said I wanted Julia to win this. But after, again, one of the 4, I'm like Doctor Strange, different outcomes. I think Statlander is going to retain. And I don't want her to, but I think she's going to retain. And it will be because of Sky Blue. And I think Sky will be the third person. But I think she's going to be the one that messes it up. Takes the pin. Julia could take the pin. I don't care. But I think Sky Blue is going to be the wild card of making Statlander retain her championship.
Got it. Okay.
All right. We got 2 matches left. So probably E's main event. We have the Texas Death Match. Adam Hangman Save My Life Page versus Swerve Strickland. Excitement level, and who you taking?
I am a number 25 for excitement level.
Look at you. So you saved your entire load for this match. You were like, this is nothing. I didn't know this match was happening. Who? What? When? You got to this. You said 25.
I'm like a number 25. I'll pay to see this match, and I expect another burial of Hangman Adam Page,
man,
by the hands.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Scott, and me and Nana will be at the crib, dancing on Hangman's grave, y'all. Right, dancing on his grave until he gets some backbone and stand up for his baby. He made me goddamn mad. He gonna
he gave him free merch.
Let that man come up in his house and throw a shirt in the crib of a newborn baby.
He didn't even throw it. He laid it down.
But he marched.
He was there.
Damn that.
He was there for the child. He came bearing gifts.
Damn that.
And then
and then the next week he gonna put his wrestling gear on. This fool gonna put his wrestling gear on for a match. Hell to no. I'm coming up in there with a baseball bat. I'm coming up there. I got Cash behind me. He bringing him something, right? I got Cash
Wheeler.
Yeah, I got Cash.
Keep that thing on him.
Hey, me and Cash rolling up in the arena, ready. We looking for everybody. And he gonna come in there and he gonna get ready for a match. No, so Swerve is gonna win as his continuous ascension to dethroning a vulnerable MJF in the near future. Big Daddy.
I'm at a I'm probably like a 9 on this one too, 9.5. And give me Hangman to win so we can get the blow off on December's pay-per-view. They both be 1-1. Give me the rubber match and some craziness, and then we can move on after that.
You stole my thunder. I'll give it an 8.5, 9, and I want that rubber band match. So we're gonna have Hangman win. And
yep.
The real main event, I guess, on the actual
main
card.
event
For the AEW World Championship, we have MJF versus Jay White. Who you got? And your excitement level.
You can take it, E.
How long this man gonna have his championship? He done had this man's championship for like 6 months. You mean tell me that MJF more worried about getting somebody to sign his petition to be in his match than getting his? I can't believe it. I mean, how does a company allow this man to have another man's title for this dang on long? Like the conception of this match is very, very odd. However, I think from a match quality standpoint, it's gonna be a very good match. Big J fan. Love MJF. Both those guys can go. Just a very weird storyline they've been in. I would say I'm probably about a good 7.5. Only because the setup for this has been really weird. I kind of want MJF to have his belt back. It bugs me he's had it this long.
Same.
Yep. But I digress. It's definitely gonna be a good match. And I wish there was less shenanigans involved.
Correct.
Between the two of them.
That actually hurt the build for me. Like, I should be at a 10 in this match because I know this match is going to be a 10.
It's going to be really good.
Come on here on Sunday, and we're going Sunday, we're going to talk about, like, man, they smoked that main event. Mm-hmm. I know that's going to happen. But
this could have been more of a straightforward
like,
it should have been, right?
Yeah, him having this belt, and I understand why. I get all that because he has no shot in hell of winning the title from MJF. So I get it. And he looks great with the belt. He looks great with the belt. But that takes it away because you know the payoff, and this is whatever, right? A lot of wrestling you can see through it. The payoff is him getting his belt back when he wins the match, him getting the Triple B back in his hands. That's the payoff for it. So give me MJF, and then because of the build, I haven't been a fan of the build. I'm at like a 6 on this match, but I know it's going to be a 10 in the ring. Yep.
Same here. I was going to say maybe a 5-ish. Again, I had them at the 0 hour at a 5-ish. So I would give them about a 5-ish. And it makes sense that I'm not alone in the feeling of maybe the reason why I'm not so crazy about it is because all of the tomfoolery that's been going around leading up to this. So I'm going to give me 5-ish. And again, I don't think Jay White has a chance to win. So an MJF.
Yeah, even that felt like something that maybe you could have gotten away with doing it a week or two before the pay-per-view. Not a month. He's had my man's belt for a month.
Long ass time to get that belt.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. So overall, I am excited for the show. I think we all are. And it's gonna be another great pay-per-view. So I said it on, I think, Sunday. If you had to pick which show you think you're gonna enjoy more, Survivor Series or Full Gear before we see both of them, which one?
I'm still going to go with AEW Full Gear. The matches in general is the type of matches that I love and I like. And I have not been let down from a pay-per-view PLE from AEW. So, yep, I still think that it's going to be match quality AEW.
Man, this is look, I got to make sure I get enough rest. I got to take a whole nap. I'm going to do some yoga before this show. I'm going to make sure I drink enough water. I'm going to get a nap before the show. Cause this is going to be a grind. It's going to be probably a whole 6-hour show. What time does this thing start? 7 o'clock?
It's saying 7
normal
p.m.
time.
Eastern.
Yeah, or 7 for the pre-show and the 8 Eastern for the main show.
Yeah.
So 7 to like midnight probably, right? Oh,
yeah,
close to it. Yep.
Oh, Lord, it's going to be, I got to make sure.
And that's coming off of you gotten to watch. You're going to have to watch 6 hours of wrestling from Friday to be 100% caught up. You got to watch 2 hours of SmackDown.
But you ain't gonna watch that. You ain't watching 6 hours.
Well, 5 hours. Hour Rampage and 2 of Collision on Friday.
Oh yeah. No. I'm definitely gonna watch SmackDown, and I'm not gonna come close to watch the Collision or Rampage. I will tune in to 0 Hour, and they will catch me right on up for the show as they should.
As they should.
Yeah, they know what it is.
As they should. All
Hey,
right,
but real quick, right before we sign off, though,
Rhodesia didn't give her answer, so we can't sign off until she gives her answer.
I just want to say, like, Collision and Rampage, those are actually some really nice shows, actually. But go ahead.
I kind of did.
See, you would drop that now. I'm proud he is growing. He is growing because typically this is the time where he would use it, like just completely shit on AEW, and he's not. Keep popping them energy pills, man. Pop them like Tic Tacs.
Again, I'm excited for this show. I already answered it. I said I think AEW is going to be my choice over Survivor Series.
I think Survivor Series is going to be better because we're going to be there. So,
okay, fair.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's a. Fair. But overall, I think this again is going to be a really, really great card. And you got to remember, we still have not seen any of the go home shows for this week. So
correct.
Tonight, Dynamite can be off the hook. Rampage and Collision that he just dropped that said that they've been doing good. That could be even more for me to be like, okay, my 7 probably average score, 8 average score could be a 10.
No, that's true. You're right, because I was very impressed with AEW last week, and if they do the same thing with Dynamite this week, it's going to exceed my levels of excitement for Saturday. All right,
so interesting though. Good to know with Survivor Series, we're more invested into the stories leading into the matches.
Yep.
But with AEW, it's all about match quality. That's what you said.
It's all about the matches.
The matches will be good, right? So anything about the storylines, or who you want to see win, or storyline see develop, it's all about the matches. So.
Well, no, we kind of did with Tony. We talked about that as a character. I gave him 10 on that, and then I also gave him almost a 10 on the other women's match because I want to see what that story is with Julie and Sky Blue. So, no, there was some story with Texas Deathmatch.
Couple.
But that's all story besides what we're going to get. So, no, I think there's story, but of course your point is there. We don't even know really the entire Survivor Series card, but we know War Games is full of storylines, both sides, men and women. And then I guess Gunther and whatever. Of course, we'll hit that next week.
One last question on Full Gear. Will we see the devil?
I was thinking about that.
I think so. At the end of the match, right?
You think we get the reveal?
I'm gonna say no on the reveal,
but I think we get a presence. I think we might get a run in and appearance.
Oh,
at
yes.
the top of the stage, something like
Good
that.
Call. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I do. And it'd be fun. Yes, we'll leave it at that. Excited for it. All right, y'all, let's get up out of here then. Thank you guys, as always, for listening. Rhodesia's now throwing up her hearts. I got another one right here. Watch this one. This should do something too. It should do something. All right, it ain't doing it. We did all my other ones. Thank you guys for listening. We plugged the socials already. Make sure you let your friends know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Best Wrestling Podcast out. That's Freakin' Wrestling. Hit that plus button to follow us so you get our shows twice a week, every single week. And we are out of here. We will talk to you for the Full Gear Fallout on Sunday. Peace.